Okay.
Morning, Seth. Morning, Jessica.
Morning,
Hi,
everyone.
John.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is our 90-day burst call. We're going to go ahead. This is the first call of this group. This one is about really getting set, reviewing the documents, kind of getting everybody prepared for massive momentum in their business. So I'd like to just first of all welcome the panelists that we've got on thus far. Of course, I'm Bart Kotter and Melissa, so I think everybody knows me, but we're recording this as well. So also we've got, let's see, Platinum Associate Sepp and Jeska right there. Also, we've got Platinum Associate John Allen. Welcome to call. We've got Stevie Aquilina, Silver Level Associate, and also our sponsor, recommender, Double Diamond, Mr. Ed Weens, who's got his mute. There he is.
Hey.
Hello, Ed. So glad Ed could join us as well. So we may have some other panelists join us as we come on, move along as well. But Melissa's done a great job preparing some information to kind of get us launched. So right now we really want to get everybody set for some massive momentum for some really important things that are coming up that we're going to be announcing as well. So
We're excited about this round of bursts because it is the last for the year, but it's our third. So we've had a chance over the last 12 months to perfect it, so to speak, and figure out what works and what doesn't work. So this one will be phenomenal and a great opportunity to lead up to a very special event at the end of this 90 days, which we'll tell you more about as we progress through. The other reason why this burst is extremely exciting is because this time round, we've asked our upline team, Ed included, we know how much Ed loves training, to come on and feature on a weekly call to do some training for us, as well as be mentors as we go through all the organisation coaching reports, which we believe and we have seen through previous bursts are absolutely critical to the success of the overall bursts. So we have coming on Jenny Robinson. She'll be featured. She's our upline ambassador Triple Diamond. We have Chuck and Tammy Gates, who are our upline ambassador Double Diamonds. We have Ed and Rebecca Weens. We're hoping to see some of Rebecca if we can this time round. They're our upline Double Diamonds, as Bart's already mentioned. We also have John Bash, who many of you have heard. He is absolutely brilliant. He's so gracious to be on these calls. He is the trainer of trainers when it comes to the MLM industry. He knows his stuff, over 28 years experience, millions and millions of dollars earned in this industry. So we're excited to benefit from his knowledge. We also have Dr. David Silverman, who is, many of you know, he's the 6 Reasons and much, much more. So he will be coming on for a couple of calls. He is a guru at hosting these 90-day bursts in his team over in the States. So we have him coming on board as well. And I'm going to see if we can get Trish Schwinkler to come in and feature. So we're excited. What that means is you need to be on these webinars weekly because you don't want to miss out from the advice and the mentoring that you're going to receive from the lineup of speakers that we've got coming on this time round.
it doesn't get any better than that, guys. This is the best of the best. And
In ASEA, definitely.
and look, I've always said that if you want to be successful at anything, you find the best people, the people who are the most successful at what they've done, and you duplicate, you model what they've done. So we've pulled the best of the best to share their words of wisdom with us and helping us to create momentum and launch our business in the right way.
So let's get into some recognition. We're doing it for the last couple of weeks, even though we're a little bit further behind than next. We haven't been doing these calls. Did you want to get started with the fantastic achievements?
Yeah, I'm going to let you read them off because you're better at reading names than me. That's just week.
Okay.
Okay.
So week 28, we've got top enrollers.
Yeah, let me just mention this. So for anyone that may not be familiar, in the back office, if you go top for what they call fantastic achievements, this is for top enrollers, emerging leaders, the top income earners. So this is out of 27 countries. This is globally, guys. This is pretty big stuff. So really like to recognize some key people. And we'll just start with week 28.
So top enrollers in week 28, we've got number 5 is Barbara Novak. We've also number 5 is Ning Tuong Ban. I know I'm going to slaughter these Chinese names.
I just want to mention Van is from Vietnam, so he's part of the global expansion. Just in his first month, they had almost 100 cases of product going into Vietnam. So pretty excited to have him on board with us as well. And congratulations, Van.
Number 8, Don Reed, and number 8, Tai Pham as well. Congratulations to all of you. That's a huge achievement for Top Enrollers that week. Emerging Leaders, number 6, Platinum Executive Diane Nyloff, and number 7, Dan and Suzanne Doyle. So moving on to week 29, Top Enrollers, we've got number 2, Karen Becky, tied at number 2, Danielle Spalding, number 10, Melissa Yap, and number 10, Dr. Steve and Liz Osborne, and number 10 also, Hai Ha. Emerging Leaders, week 29, number 3, we have Alan Fitzgerald, who's a new silver executive. We have Sepp and Jeska, who are new platinum executives. They're at number 4. And we have Adele and Renee Cauchi, I think that's their name, at number 8. So congratulations, all of you, in week 29. Week 30, Emerging Leaders number 2 is Mao Sword, gold level executive. Sepp and Jeska came in at number 3.
Again,
yeah, drum roll. And Winnie Wong, number 4. She's a gold level executive as well. Number 5, we have James Hung. And number 7, we have Alan Fitzgerald. So that's for the last few weeks.
Week number 30, think about that, guys. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 7 globally for Emerging Leaders. Pretty cool stuff. So very, very excited about that.
Okay, moving on to
week 31.
Top Enrollers. We've got Carolina Kringlin and also Danielle Spalding at number 2. So Carolina was number 1. And that's in Top Enrollers, as I said. Emerging Leaders, number 3, we have Winnie Wong. Number 7, Suzanne Grist. And number 10, Yun Zhao. So congratulations to all of you. That's a massive achievement. We're really excited to see what's going to happen over this 90-day burst with rank advancing. And we appreciate each and every one of you. It is a lot of work. You don't get there by wishing it to happen. So congratulations.
We need some sound effects.
I know, we do. So with the rank advancements, for the sake of time, I'm going to read out Director 700 and above for the last few weeks. Number 1, we need to definitely acknowledge Dan and Suzanne Doyle for going double diamond executive. So congratulations to them.
Yeehaw.
Tom and Mel Croucher, they advanced to the platinum executive rank, along with Sepp and Jeska. They went platinum as well last couple of weeks, which is absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations.
Massive congratulations, guys.
Absolutely massive. Okay, then we've got... Sepp and Jeska, 4. Silver executive, I mentioned Alan Fitzgerald. Silver, we have James Hung. Silver as well, we have To Your Good Health. And then we'll go down to bronze. So bronze, we have Carolina Kringlin. We have Yong Zhao. And over the page, we have Jim Fun Wong and Denise Deng. So congratulations to the executive rank advancements in the team. It's been, a lot of work, as I mentioned before. Okay, Director 700s. And if you're on the line and for some reason you've advanced last week and it's not on here, this is what the computer generated. So there may be updates for next week. So Director 700, Frida Cunningham. We've got Helen and Nick Zielinski. We have Sally Ann Patrick, Peter Sutton, Ros Liv, don't know if I said her name right. We've got Jeffrey Morris, Helen Kerr, Talia Croucher. We have Van Pham, also Tan Trong, Jessie Lowe, and Kui Chen. We also have Xiao Zhang, Mi Nagatokoa, and Dimi and Vinny Angelopoulos, along with a few more, James Miskovitz and Sandra Cooper. We have Catherine Tassoulis. Nearly there. We've got Hansel Rasmussen, I don't know how to pronounce that name, Chizo Chukwujama, and Margaret Gould. Next time I'll get Bart to do these. It'll be entertaining. But congratulations.
You did much better than I ever could have. Yeah.
My apologies if you're on the line and send me an email phonetically how to pronounce your name, but congratulations. It's really, really exciting. We're really in this game to celebrate your success, and we are so happy to see you climbing the ranks and having fun because you're changing lives. So
I have a feeling that that's going to get harder and harder as we expand into China and
Winnie will be on every week.
Vietnam, that's right.
Winnie and Hannah can do the names. So what I'd like to do is transition now into the reviewing of the documents for the 90-day burst. Yes, there is documents for the 90-day burst. You can escape them, but if you do, you're not taking this 90-day burst seriously. So let's have a look at the overview document in terms of what's involved, and then we'll transgress over into the Burst Essentials document. So Dr. David Silverman, I mentioned before, these documents are based on what he's been doing that's been proven effective in the United States. So you can see at the top, the burst starts. We've got 30, 60, 90-day bursts. So if for some reason your schedule is able to be cleared for 30 days, fantastic. 60 days, even better, and 90 days, you'll never look back. So if you're on the line, you're thinking, can't do 90 days, then commit to 30, but commit all out, full on. So the start date is today, which is November 12th in the US, and I mean August 12th in the US, and it goes through to November 12th here and November 11th in the US. The program coordinators we've run through, but again, Bart and I, Dan Doyle, Denny and Tom, Chuck and Tammy Gates, Ed Weens, and John Bash, and as I mentioned, Dr. David Silverman as a guest. So why is it a great idea to participate in a 30, 60, 90-day burst? Because success loves speed. So if you're interested in launching a business for success and or boosting your existing business for further immediate and long-term growth, then there's no time like the present. Because there's always an opportunity, no matter how seasoned you are in this industry or how long you've been with ASEA, to relaunch your business. And relaunching it at least twice a year with these bursts is always a brilliant idea to give it an injection, a boost, and move forward.
I'd like to just interject, and I've said this before, but I think it's really pretty profound. Eric Worre wrote the GoPro book, The Leader in the Industry. Just want to reflect on a moment when I was at his six-figure summit. Six-figure summit, you had to earn 6 figures a year to be at this particular meeting. A lot of the people were making $1 million, 7 figures a year. And he made a comment that just really stuck in my mind. He says, every single person in this room, if you're earning 100,000 or more a year, then you've at least at one point in time done an all-out massive action burst for 90 days. It's a focused, concentrated effort where you're not just working with your downline, but you're actually working on putting new people into your business and really kind of clearing your plate and creating that momentum. So you're working with your team perhaps, but the focus is really on new business. And every single person in that room, by the show of hands, adamantly, agreed that is in fact what's happened. He said, if you're earning over 7 figures a year, you've done it multiple times. So we kind of feel like we're on a 999-day burst. We've been, we're focused for a long time, and we're running hard because we really want to help to build this and help everyone succeed. But truly, this time, we're keen, and I'm certainly keen to put a focus on putting new people in as well. So, really leading by example, which ties in with the company's Double the Difference, which is we want everybody to be part of as well.
Number 2, you'll be participating with a solid team of leaders and like-minded associates. It'll be fun. We're going to organise for you to have, or you will, mentors and buddies, and with these calls every week, it will be fun. And we're there to support you as your upline team, and your sponsors are there to support you as well. So also to help keep you accountable. With signing the agreement, setting some goals, accountability is definitely part of the process. So number 3, if not now, then when? If you truly desire to have a successful global ASEA business, then this plan takes working ASEA as a hobby to working it as a professional by giving it the time it needs and deserves. And number 4, you'll sharpen your leadership skills and duplicate success quickly through your organisation by strategically working your names list and supporting the growth of new leaders across your team. So I know, Ed, you're eating. In terms of drawing on your expertise and advice for a quick second in along with comments on 90-day bursts and what you've seen in the past. If you were happy to share those, that'd be great. You there, Ed? Okay, he's not there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on.
Sorry.
Oh, there.
Sorry.
No worries. Did you want to share some comments on your...
You know what? I'm going to be out of here in my car in a minute. It'll be quiet there, so just give me a minute to get back with you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Good. What we'll do then is let's move on. Let's go straight into the Burst Essentials document. So this is the main document, which outlines what we're going to do. We've cut out some aspects from last time that weren't really working that well. So let's run through what does work and what is essential. So the items in red need to be completed if you're serious about moving forward with your business and starting this burst by the next call next Saturday. Preferably signed and emailed to your upline sponsor, your mentor, or your buddy within the next 24 hours. So what's in red is really essential. So identify and write down my why. So you need to thoughtfully identify your reason why you're with ASEA and why you're choosing to do this 30, 60, 90-day burst. And then once you write that down, you need to hang the document where you'll see it and read it out loud first thing in the morning and just before sleep so it embeds in your subconscious mind. Carry a copy with you and read it throughout the day as a reminder of your commitment. Now what I'm going to do is very quickly bring up that document, which is the why document, so we can have a look at what that looks like. So I'll just grab that now. Here we go. And a lot of you on the webinar this morning have already participated in a 90-day burst. So this is familiar to you. I'd like to throw out there, if you have participated before and you didn't complete this, then ask yourself how important it would have been in terms of making a difference potentially if you had it, because it's certainly extremely important and vital to moving forward. So my why is my personal motivation to make this, put in their 30, 60, 90-day run a success. So a lot of people are motivated personally by moving away from values. So moving away from the things in their life that they don't enjoy, appreciate, or they're sick to death of, for example. A lot of people are wired differently. They're motivated by moving toward pleasure. So here I've got a little bit of both. So number one, I no longer choose to focus on the negative aspects of my life, and you can list your moving away from values. So perhaps it's I'm absolutely not going to do, I will not tolerate the debt I'm in any longer. I will not tolerate my children going without, whatever it might be for you. Then write that down there and really put some thought into it. And there's a great mantra here that we learned from Tony Robbins. At last, the past is past. I've broken free and won. Now it's time to love myself and really have some fun. That's really a great one that we've used many, many, many times for many years. Number two, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to design the life of my dreams. And list the dreams and desires that you have for you. And then have a think about what the consequences are of not having achieved that dream or desire in your life. That's a really great motivating tool, as you can imagine as well. Do the same for your family and write down the consequences of not having achieved the above desires and dreams for your family. And for your fellow mankind to be able to give back to society. So list what are the consequences of not having achieved the above desires and dreams for my fellow mankind. Now, you don't necessarily need to use this paperwork. You can put it in your phone or wherever you'd prefer to put it. It's a guide, but it's important to fill it out. And then my I am ASEA statements. We're moving through this paperwork fairly quickly today so we can fit everything in. I will get it up in an email so you'll have time to think more about it and read through it more thoroughly. The I am ASEA statements are a great way, as we know, to change our state. If you're not feeling that great and you know that you've committed to calling 5 people that day and your attitude's it's in the toilet, then saying these statements and changing your state is really important. So saying I am now a diamond with ASEA, I am now a bronze level executive with ASEA, and saying that over and over again will really train your subconscious mind and your conscious mind to help get you the desired results. And I know a lot of you on the webinar are familiar with these techniques and skills. And then a gratitude list. I know I'm a huge fan of Nick Vujicic, the Australian who was born without arms and legs. And he says, I've never met a thankful person who was bitter, nor a bitter person who was thankful. And so This burst, whether it's 30, 60 or 90 days for you, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be some tough times. You'll get some rejection. The list goes on. So when it gets tough, you really need to focus on what you're grateful for to help shift your attitude back to why you're doing this in the first place. Because at the end of the day, we know that we've been given a gift by Virtus Norton. ASEA is a cause. It's our personal responsibility to share it to the world. If we're getting in our own way and we're thinking too small, we need to get back to our gratitude list to remember how big this is, the personal mission we're on, look at our why and move forward. Because you deserve it. You deserve to have the business that you deserve to have and to change lives, whether that's your own with your health, those around you, or on a global scale. So that's why this why document is extremely important.
Hey, there's no doubt that we are all our own worst enemy. You know, those little voices, those demons in our head that say, you know, don't, you can't, you shouldn't, you're not worth it, you don't deserve it, whatever it might be. So, you know, the whole idea of this page is to get real clear, because thoughts really are things. Anyone that's put together a vision board and really spent some time looking at it on a daily basis will find that whatever they put on there will tend to manifest in their life. So the idea with the goals is kind of the carrot and the stick. You know, it really is powerful what Melissa's put out here to really know what you're moving away from or what you really want to move toward, because there's a million reasons why not to do something. All you need to have is one good reason why. And it's really a powerful thing to do, and just getting your head in the right place. And when you hear those little voices in your head, those I am ASEA statements are one that I've liked to use is, what am I doing right now to be the triple diamond that I am? And so all of a sudden it just puts you in a different state. What am I doing that I want my downline to duplicate? You're really setting yourself up as thinking of yourself as a leader and changing that thought process to really move your business forward. How am I communicating with people and looking at, you know, how can I be of service to these people? How can I see it be a benefit to them? So all of a sudden you're taking it away from you and you're putting it into how can this be of value, of service? How can I be of service to those people? That's where you're really going to see the best benefit.
Number 2, so commit to the full 30, 60, 90-day burst duration, no matter what. You're welcome onto the webinars. They're fantastic. If you're not interested in participating, you're welcome on to have a look, to learn. We want to invite you to join in, though. Don't be a spectator of your life. Jump in and make this journey a success, because we've been given a gift, like I've said. The timing is amazing. We'll never look back. And there was a video that I put in yesterday's mail out from Eric Warray. I'll play a section of that if I can, depending upon time. When he started his burst, his second 90-day burst, he made $7 million out of. And he attributes every cent of that $7 million back to the 90-day burst. When he got serious, he put everything aside. He told his family, I need your support. I'm not going to be around for 90 days. This is the reason why. He cleared his plate. He worked 16 hours plus a day, and he made it happen, because the first burst that he did, he needed the money. His life depended upon it. That's the view that he took into it. So no matter what is really important. What do you think about that, Ed? If he's in his car and accessible.
I'm with you now. Sorry.
No, you're good. No worries. Did you hear what I said?
Yep. No, we've talked before. A burst like this is a pace that you can't keep up forever, but it's a pace that you can focus on for a short period of time. But the results, especially in this business, the residual benefit of a burst like this can last indefinitely. For almost any other, I was in a car dealership the other day where we were getting a car service, and they were basically doing a burst. They had corporate personnel, manufacturer personnel there. They had special financing people. I mean, they were doing a burst. But the young fellow I was talking with, well, the car to be serviced, I mean, he could knock himself out during that burst, but next month the meter goes back to zero. And what's different in our business is that, you know, somebody asks you, how much did you earn last month? You don't know the answer to that, because what you're going to earn 5 years from now will be based on work that maybe you did today or tomorrow. So yeah, I just support the whole concept. I think you guys are leading the way. as the reason why you're double diamond, the reason why you're breaking double diamonds and platinums, and you have that tremendous list of leaders is because of activity like this. So I'm with you. I say a big amen from across the pond and across the big dirt clod.
Well, it's because of you, Ed. If you hadn't called Bart at the exact right moment on the exact day and say, "Hey, brother, wake up," then this wouldn't be happening.
That's right.
Well, it was all in God's timing.
So true. Thank you, Ed.
Hey, speaking of God's timing, I just love what Tyler says in terms of those delta moments, the change, the difference that we can make. Those inflection points. Really take that serious. We've got an opportunity to be an incredible inflection point and move people's lives in a direction that can really be a huge blessing.
Yeah, and you never know when your call to someone else is going to be that for them, and that's part of the sense of responsibility that we have to take seriously, because we can literally create those moments for people out there who are waiting. Some of them are desperate. Some of them are praying for the phone call. They don't know where it's coming from. And if we don't make it, they may not ever get it. So that's responsibility.
On that note, also think in terms of not only the person that you're talking with, but what is the ripple effect of that? For example, every single person on this call is here because, and if you think that ASEA is a godsend in one way or another, then I want you to think about this, because we wouldn't be on this call if Ed hadn't called us, or if we hadn't talked to whoever your online team is, and so on and so forth. So if you take and really think of that in terms of the power of what you've got, the potential of what you've got to create, literally make a difference, a huge difference, to have an impact in the lives of literally thousands of people. That is the power of what you've got, what we've got.
Yeah, in fact, sometimes I will actually close a presentation with just a declaration that whether you do something with this opportunity or don't, either way, your decision can affect thousands of people. And of course, the upside of that, the negative side of that, is if we're not in the loop, then there's people out there that may never hear about this, and you don't want to dwell on that. The upside is that you have the assurance that if you are engaged, potentially hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people could be affected just because you were engaged and you opened your mouth. So that's exciting to think about.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ed. And we're going to revisit that a bit later too, because I'm going to show a little PowerPoint that I put together on statistics. Now, Ed wasn't the first person to talk to us about ASEA, and we didn't say yes the very first time he did speak to us years and years ago as well. So it's all about, you may not get yeses the very first time you call somebody, so it's about being consistent and consistent, which Ed and Rebecca were, and the rest of the history. Okay, thanks, Ed. Just going to mute your audio there for a second. Okay, great. So let's move on to, number 3, commit to a minimum number of hours a week. Dig down, have a reality check, don't lie to yourself, say what you've got available and commit to it, stick to it. Number 4, listen to the daily charge up call and or teachday.info calls through your SoundCloud app. So download the SoundCloud app onto your telephone and follow Charge Up and ASEA. I know most of you do have that on your phones already. If your team don't, download them for them when you're there. Download it for them when you're there with them next. It's really crucial to stay motivated daily through this process.
If you're not sure how to do that, just get with your upline. It's very simple to do, and make sure it gets done. Now,
Chuck and Tammy Gates, our upline ambassador Double Diamonds, they built their business pretty much solely on these charge up calls. So don't underestimate the power and simplicity of what these calls can do. Be on the weekly 90-day burst webinars. I have a confession to make. I sent out the wrong link to everybody. So I'm not perfect. So I will amend that in an email after this webinar and also update the calendar of events as well. So different link for next week. Keep an eye for that. But it'll be everywhere for you to be able to find it.
So she updated on the calendar, but it may not have been updated straight away. Yeah. People may have gotten the wrong one. The international expansion webinar was anyway.
So moving on. Thanks for that. Okay, identifying a mentor. So your mentor needs to be someone you respect, someone you trust, and someone who'll help keep you on track. The idea of a mentor is you're going to call your mentor weekly for a 10-minute update to discuss your wins, your weekly statistics on your organisation coaching report. And we'll show you how to fill out that organisation coaching report, probably during the next webinar, so that we can all be on the same page, getting into the habit of filling those out, because they are the business statistics, they're the reality check, and they're what we use when we mentor people and what you'll use when you mentor your people. And it'll help you to see, okay, I made this commitment, am I in alignment with my commitment? Am I staying on track? So you can pick your mentor. It's typically somebody in the burst. If you have challenges with that, then speak to your sponsor and see if they can help you to find a mentor. A buddy, very similar to a mentor, they're an associate of your choosing. It can be the same as your mentor, who's also on the 90-day burst, preferably, because then you need to have someone who's understanding what you're going through. They need to have similar goals and convictions, whom you'll be in touch with for 5 minutes or less, 2 to 3 times a week. And that'll be a quick update on your wins, what you're doing to move forward. Now, the buddy and the mentor, I know last time round, some people didn't do that. And when it comes to really staying motivated and having someone in your team on your side for daily motivation, get a mentor and get a buddy. And it's a great way to develop friendships, cross-line as well as with your team, because you will be speaking to them very regularly. Okay, commence your master list, your 100 names list. There's many ways of doing this. This is a business where we're not to take the heart out and the soul out of it, but at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. You can't do this 90-day burst with thinking you're going to call 5 people and all 5 people are going to join you in business. It doesn't happen that way. In fact, somebody had mentioned the other day, I think it might have been, it was Sepp and Jeska. They mentioned that Alan Noble at a presentation had said, the people who you bring into your business, maybe in the first even couple of years, first few months, can't remember the exact quote, they're not necessarily going to be the people that will help you to get you to triple diamond. They may not be there in 4 or 5 years. You need to keep bringing people in. That's the nature of this business and this industry. I'm sure you're all aware of that. We, as a default, the simplest way of writing down your names is through Eric Worre's memory jogger. Many of you have seen that. You can access that. Let me see, I've got that at networkmarketingpro.com. You can also Google it and it'll come up. And you need to qualify your top names list, because part of this 90-day burst is getting used to making 3-way telephone calls, which you'll be really excited after you make a few in terms of how successful it is as a tool. And you'll do that with your buddy, your mentor, your upline, with us, whomever you can schedule in. Because remember, you can't let obstacles get in your way. So sitting back and saying, oh, Bart Melissa are too busy, or my upline, I can't get a hold of them, go find somebody else. Go upline further. Do whatever it is you need to do to make that call happen, to get the results you deserve in this burst. Because you've got 90 days, that's it. We'll do them over again, but this is the last one for this year, and it's strategically placed at this time of year, leading into a huge event coming up and in toward Christmas. Okay, Eric Worre again, because he's the guru of the industry when it comes to writing detailed information for our benefit. Purchase his Go Pro book, which I know many of you have. You can get it downloaded on your device, or you can also purchase the book as well. They're very discounted, and they're the whole framework, really the blueprint of running this business.
You can get it in audio as well, so you could just have a listen to it.
Yeah. This book's going to help to keep you motivated, keep you on track. If you're new to network marketing, it'll be your Bible, your network marketing Bible. If you're seasoned, it's going to be your Bible again, because it'll help remind you that maybe you're missing out on doing some simple, effective steps that are missing in your business. So it's holding you back some way. So he'll really put it into simple terms and help, if you're stuck, help you to get you unstuck.
Yeah, the biggest challenge that most people have in network marketing is they treat it like a hobby. And the reality is most hobbies don't pay, they cost. So he really brings this down to just some simple concepts of how to treat your business like a professional. And so it really can help to kind of create that shift, that small change or that difference that can really help you move in a better direction with your business and be more professional.
Order your business cards. Some people don't feel like they're actually in business until they have business cards. So in the States, you can do it through the ASEA store. We can do it here too. In Australia, it's fairly expensive postage. If you're in Australia, you can go to Vistaprint and design your own as well. So that's a great way to get started. So number 11, Ed and Bart are gurus at three-way telephone calls. They use them all the time in all circumstances, and they get results. So if you two wouldn't mind commenting for a few minutes on the power of the three-way telephone call, I'd appreciate it.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about three-way phone calls. Look, every single leader that's out there, if they're making 6 figures a year, I can guarantee that they're doing three-way phone calls on a regular basis. They've done three-way calls to with their downline and with their key people consistently. I mean, if we look at John, I'm sure you could comment on this as well, that you and Danny do three-way phone calls, all the time, right? In fact, they turn their calls into party calls. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-way calls.
Yeah, we've had up to 6 on a regular basis.
Yeah, so you're just bringing people in. You're sharing the vision with someone. You're following up so that you can use them for team calls, like you guys have done. You can use them as prospecting calls as well. So has that been something that's been very effective for you?
I've just gone off mute again. Yeah, it's what it also does, Bart, it brings the team together. The people downline get confident they'll be able to talk to you, and if they've got somebody on their chicken list and they really don't feel as though they're capable or knowledgeable enough to explain the business to them, this is where it comes in. And Danny is an absolute master at it. Danny Doyle would get 95% conversion rate. 95%.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
It really is good, that third party perspective. And you know what, even Danny, for example, if he's talking with a key person, he does 3 ways as well. So he'll put me on the line with someone, he'll bring other people on. So even if you're really good on the phone and you think you've got massive amount of credibility, believe me, it still makes sense to bring a third party perspective on there. So not sure if you're still there, Ed, if you wanted to comment on 3 ways.
Yeah, I concur with what you said. It's a principle. It's not because you don't know the information or you're lacking answers. It's just the principle of third-party credibility. In the Old Testament legal system, you could never bring somebody into court and have them convicted just based on your testimony. There had to be 2 or 3 collaborating witnesses. And so that principle of just multiple voices just adds credibility to anything. So if you're not leveraging, no matter how good you are, no matter how much you know, if you're not leveraging still there?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. If you're not leveraging that third-party credibility, you're just missing out on a huge tool. So just do it. I think you mentioned it, Bart. Everybody who does 3-way calls is not earning 6 figures, but everybody who's earning 6 figures does 3-way calls, whether it's on the phone or Zoom or whatever. So yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Ed. And for those of you who were in Brisbane a month ago during the corporate tour, Bart did a 3-way call with Ed. Goodness knows what time in the morning in the US in front of 300-400 people. So Ed picks up his phone. He's amazing. He loves these calls, and you can count on your upline team to be able to do that with you. So thanks for that, Ed. Okay, I added one more, but let's move forward. You've got to commit to giving. This is fun. We'll show a video next week. Commit to giving 30 presentations during the first 30 days of your challenge. Now, this is minimum for some of you. It's a lot for others. So make the commitment to doing 30 presentations. That can be bringing them to a Zoom webinar, one-on-one, using the photo album with the before and after photographs. It could be a spa party, it could be a Discover ASEA Live presentation, whatever it is, commit to giving 30 presentations and make it fun. It's great to have a goal. If you take, I know Trish Schwenkler did this in the beginning, many years ago of network marketing. She'd have pennies in her pocket, and every time she did a presentation, she'd move a penny over to the other pocket, and she'd put so many in at the beginning of the day and make that a goal. So have fun with it. Okay, let's get through. Sign and sign and email your agreement either to your sponsor, mentor, or buddy within the next 24 hours. Take action. Don't sit on this. Read through the documents, get familiar, get your questions answered, and take action. And then complete your organisation coaching reports monthly, which are going to be, as I mentioned earlier, vital in a vital habit in the success of this burst. So we'll go through that next week. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'd like to bring up a PowerPoint that shows some statistics, and because we're running out of time, we don't have a lot of time this call for comments from the panel, but we'll see if we can get a few happening here and there. This was put together, I've added in a statistic that you may have seen on Denny Robinson's Facebook page in the last few days, but it's on sales and follow-up. Okay. And by the way, I know we've had some questions in the chat box about where we can get these documents from. I'll upload the documents to the TBG calendar, and also I'll send them out individually, well, attached to one email, and you can download them in a PDF off the email as well. If you're not on the MailChimp database that we have, then email me, melissakotter@gmail.com, MELISSAKOTTER@gmail.com. Let's look at follow-up statistics. 44% of people give up after one follow-up, and 80% of sales requires 5 follow-ups. So this means that 44% of people have an 80% chance they will not close the sale. Now, this is sales. I know some people are allergic to the word being in sales or calling themselves a salesman, but we are moving product as well. We're changing lives, we're moving product. So we are selling product at the end of the day. So these statistics, keep an open mind when the sales word comes up.
Hey, in terms, I love the word salesperson, because if you stop and think about it, the last time that you had an enjoyable purchase, whether you bought a car, whether you bought a suit, or whatever it was, someone was there giving you phenomenal customer service. All a salesperson is someone who is helping to solve someone's problem, and that's what we're doing. We're helping solve people's physical challenges, their financial challenges, helping them give them hope, give them a dream. We're making a difference. So if you've got if you've got an issue with the word salesperson, I would recommend having a paradigm shift, and because it really is, there's nothing wrong with that word at all. We are really in the service business. So 44% of people giving up after one follow-up. You don't want to be caught doing that in this 90-day burst. Many of you know Bart was approached 19 odd times. So Ed didn't take no for an answer. He kept following up, and he called us on the right day, in the right moment, at the right time. So timing's everything.
It really is. So keep that in mind. If you get a no the first time, get excited, because you've got at least 4 more times with that person to get a yes. So turn it into a game, have fun. And not that we're saying disrespect people you're talking to, listen to them. If it requires drip feeding on them, as opposed to really, getting in front of them again, do whatever is appropriate for them, but don't give up on them, because who knows who they know whose lives these products can change.
No, actually, I just changed that word no. All it means is I haven't had enough information to make an educated decision yet. So your goal is simply to keep the door open with them. So let's say, for example, says, hey, thanks, but I'm really not interested. I would just let them know, look, I just want to let you know I'm we've made a decision. We're focused. We're running with this thing. We're really excited about where this is going. Would it be okay if I just let you know how our business is going from time to time? And of course, they're going to say, well, yeah, that'd be great. So it gives you the idea that you can always come back to them and remind them, say, hey, remember I told you I'd keep you informed on how things are going. You wouldn't believe the results that we're seeing with these products and these technologies. Share a story with them. Tell them how the products are impacting people's lives. Part of that story can be, not only are we doing that, but hey, the company just put, X amount of dollars into our ASEA wallet last week. This is really getting exciting. So again, it's just keeping the door open for those timing, for when it can be right, in terms of the timing in their life, or just simply planting those seeds that you want to cultivate and nurture.
92% of people never follow up with a contact 5 times. These are from Denny Robinson's statistics. 80% of enrolments or sales only occurs after 5 interactions. And Denny put this together. Why 8% of network marketers receive 80% of the success? Because the 8%, they're following up and contacting more than 5 times. So food for thought, interesting to statistics. Okay, purchasing decisions. So 70% of people make purchasing decisions to solve problems, and 30% make decisions to gain something. Now, the ASEA product helps to solve a lot of problems, and the ASEA opportunity helps people really gain a lot in their lives. So we're offering people both. So keep that in mind when you're talking to people. What problem can you help them solve? And if finance is something, educate them on how they'll gain. I know you often say a lot of people, what is it in terms of, they want to know how to make money to cover products. What is it that you say?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Putting on spot.
I mean, obviously we want to help people to, here's the thing. People are far, I think that the common mistake, and I think that it's a mistake that people make, and it's because it's easier to talk to people about the product than it is to talk to people about the opportunity. There's, there's the fear of rejection, and it's easier if we're talking to someone about, having them seriously consider joining us in business. The no on that seems a little harsher. It's like personal rejection. But I think that it's really important that you realize that we've got that there's 2 kinds of pain out there. One's called physical pain, and we all know about that. There's another one that's called financial pain. There's a lot of people, quite frankly, that are looking, that are hoping, that are praying for something that can make a difference in their lives financially. And it might appear on the outside that they're completely, happy and content and successful, but the reality is they might be completely miserable and hate what they're doing, and they're really looking for something that would be a change. And when you understand the power of what we've got our hands on, and you really have to kind of sometimes stop and just realize that, when we say that we've got the most significant health, anti-aging, and athletic breakthrough of our lifetime, that's real. That's certainly real for us. So with that, we have a conviction, and we want to share that conviction with people. So I personally believe that people get more excited about spending money if they know that, hey, there's an opportunity to make money at the same time, or at least, get their products paid for. But we are truly in the business where we can give people hope as well. And so by having both of those oars in the water, and if you're going to row a boat, you've got 2 oars, you're only rowing with 1 oar, it's going to go in circles. So I want you to think of just 1 oar being product and the other oar being business. And really, just as you're talking with people, make sure that you put the appropriate, amount of pull on whichever oar that you need to talk to them about, but row with both.
Well spoken. 91% of customers say they'd give referrals. Only 11% of salespeople ask for referrals. Don't forget to ask people, even the people that say no, do you know of anyone? Or what if these products could help with, etc. So ask for referrals. Keep that in the front of your mind as well. Okay, 65% of a company's new business is from referrals. So this is where in the business of referrals, it's word of mouth marketing. So just to hammer that point home, don't stop with the person that's in front of you at that moment. Dig deep and push through them. This is an interesting one. On the phone, tone is 86% of our communication. Words we actually use are only 14% of our communication. So that's why you're ASEA, why getting into state and really feeling great before you talk to somebody, and get in tune, really understand the gift that you're offering, and visualize the outcome before you speak to them as well. Visualize how the call's going to finish, how the conversation's going to end. Feel it, and then let it all unfold naturally. So 86% of your tone is extremely important. If you're in a bad mood, don't pick up the phone and talk to somebody about ASEA. If you're in a bad mood, call your upline. If you're in a great mood, call your downline. So the power of visuals. After a presentation, 63% of attendees remember stories and only 5% remember statistics. Don't get bogged down in the statistics and the heavy science behind this. Share the testimonials, share the stories. They're life-changing. And when someone walks away from you, that's what they remember. Share your story. be your best testimonial financially and on the products. That's an exciting way to relaunch and launch your business as well.
And learn how to share your story, with impact. More is not better. Sometimes you can share your testimony that in 5-10 minutes, when you could do the same thing in literally 30 seconds to 1 minute, and give the same message out, which would actually ultimately have even more impact. So, but I just learned how to give compliant testimonials too, so that we're doing the right thing there. But stories have power. I mean, Ed, I know that you probably have some comments about parables and the power of telling stories. So, definitely it's pretty powerful.
Well, it's a pretty effective way of getting a point across. People can relate to a story. The most effective the teacher of all time told stories, and so it's a great way to say something sometimes without saying. You can wrap a principle in a story that sometimes you can't just overtly just blurt out. So I use it all the time.
Thanks, Ed. And
what did you say when you're in a good mood? Call
your downline.
Your downline. When you're in a bad mood, call your upline. Well, how come Bart's always calling me? I'm just kidding. Bart's never in a bad mood.
No, he's not. I agree to that.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, there's different ways that you can get in state too. Sometimes instead of sitting down, walk around.
Danny makes a lot of calls standing up on the phone.
Yeah. I walk around. We got this fountain, and I kind of walk around it sometimes outside in the garden area. It just feels good. So just whatever you get in a really good state to talk to people.
And role play your story. Share your story with your buddy and your mentor. Perfect it. Make it fun. Okay, visuals are processed 60,000 times faster in the brain than text. So share those before and after photographs. Put a booklet together and show people. It creates a lasting impression. Oops, I think, was that my last one? No, it wasn't. Kicked off somehow. Oh yeah, I think it was. Let me just quickly check. Okay, yep, that was the last one there in that series. So that's food for thought, and that's a really great thing to keep in mind. We're heading toward the end of our webinar this morning. I want to share one more thing with you, and that is just 2 minutes of what Eric Warre has shared when it comes to why he commenced his first 90-day burst. It literally runs for just a couple of quick minutes. So let me bring that up here. And I just need to share the screen again.
Just need to make sure that there we are. Hopefully this video will translate well.
It happened for me twice in my career. The first was in 1992. I was struggling in network marketing. I was not achieving my goals. And I put together a 90-day game plan, September of 1992. And October, November, December, I worked like my life hung in the balance over the course of those 3 months. And over the next 12 months, I went from being nobody in network marketing to having a 1099 of $980,000 in that year, all from that 90-day burst of energy. It made me scratch my head and wonder why I didn't condense my efforts into a 90-day burst earlier than that, because up until that point, I've been working reasonably hard and plodding along. What I've learned is slow and steady doesn't win the race. You need a burst of energy, and then you can maintain it. And then another burst of energy, and then you can maintain it. The burst of energy is a 90-day burst. People constantly overestimate what they can do in a week or a month. And they underestimate what they can get accomplished in 90 days if it's thought out. It happened to me again in 2005. I had some challenges financially. I'd invested all of my money into a business a non-MLM business that did not succeed. So I found myself in a tough situation. And in June of 2005, I launched another 90-day game plan, another 90-day burst. And over the course of just the first 90 days, I made $83,000 in commissions. Over the course of the next 6 years, I made $7 million in commissions. Almost every penny of it can be pointed directly back to what I accomplished in that first 90 days.
So he says a lot right there, and you can see from the man himself why he does these bursts, why they're important. And in wrapping up, we have such an exciting lineup of guest speakers coming onto these calls. I know I've mentioned that before. Really want to drill that home because the talents that they have and what we can learn is so vital. Let's put everything into this burst. Let's have fun together. Let's rank advance, and we want to hear from you. So when you're rank advancing and when you've got fun stories to share, let us feature you on these webinars. Come on, let people know who you are. Help to share what you're learning with them. If you're stuck and you've become unstuck somehow, please help other people. Let's teach other people and allow other people to share in your journey. We've got panelists that will be coming on every week, sharing their bits, pearls of wisdom. We always have it on the line. We're so excited to have it on the line. It's a phenomenal way for us to get to know our upline team a lot better too, so there's more team cohesion. We've got cross-line members on the team too. I know Catherine Wells, you're on today. We're excited to have cross-line members. No offence, Ed, but I really look at Australia as it's the Olympics. Let's put Australia on the map. Let's get up there and win some gold medals and beyond, and show the Americans.
You've got some folks bringing home some gold already. I can tell. I've been watching.
Absolutely. So when it comes to working cross-line,
some real Olympians.
Absolutely.
Hey, we want to get everybody who really wants this. This is a perfect time to get in the executive momentum pool. The people who are participating in that. It's a great way to boost your check in a big sort of way. So that's bronze. You want to qualify at bronze 2 weeks in a row and maintain that. And then obviously silver and gold and platinum, and that pool increases as you move up. So won't get into the details of that. But look, this whole thing, just like Eric Worre was talking about, creating momentum and really being the catalyst. So you can plod along, you can do a little bit every day, but the more of a focused effort that you can put into it, the better and the bigger results that you're going to get. So our goal is to help you to achieve your goals. Truly, that's what we're putting the time and the effort. And Melissa puts a lot of time in organizing the content of these calls. And let's rock and roll, you guys. Let's have fun with this.
We're excited to celebrate your success. We'll be here same time, same place next week. Thank you so much, John Allen, for being on. And of course, Ed, we love you so much, Ed. We're excited for you to get down here again, and you'll be meeting a lot of the names you see in the back office. You'll be meeting them again through this webinar series, which will be fantastic. And Seth and Jeska, thank you.
Looking forward to being there.
Oh, it'll be fun. And Stevie, thanks for being on the line too. And we send our best out there to Dan Doyle as well. And I'll get these documents out after this call to all of you. If you're not on my email list, please email me, like I said earlier. Create a fantastic week. Make the decision. Let's get started, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
See you at the top.
Thanks, everybody.